Thank you, Jovi. Jan, first of all, tell us a bit about how are you feeling right now. It felt on the camera that you were a bit disappointed after the end of the game.
No, I was very much disappointed during the game because at some point, like, I felt really disgusted of my play. It's hard to imagine, like, in this position, okay, you get in real trouble, yeah, like after this, after the opening. So, I wasn't really prepared for this line with a6. So I sort of like tried to freestyle a little bit. So I got the endgame, which I analyzed out of another move order. Yeah, like let's say the similar one appears to be topical in Arkhangelsky, like Miller variation. Yeah, so here bishop b7. Okay, it should be fine for black. Like, I'm not sure. Of course, bishop e2 was here like more smart than knight c2. So after knight c2, I let him play knight e5. Okay, I made a lot of small inaccuracies, and then here at some point, like, okay, the position is totally fine, but somehow, like, I don't know, like, I just started making some pretty random moves.
He was also playing very fast. Did that surprise you? Did you feel like he's still within his preparation?
No, not really, but maybe he just knew the structure and something. Okay, it still looks like very solid for black. I felt like it could be something for me, but after, like, I think I made two bad moves, and it was already like somewhat worse. Maybe not worse, but not like fighting for advantage. So I thought maybe, like rook a to d8, and here something like f4, maybe, like, to liquidate. But he played rook a to c8, so I wasn't sure, like, should I play on or not. And here somehow, like, okay, g4 just makes zero sense. None of my moves make any sense, yeah. And at the very end, I ended up like blundering rook b1, bishop e4. After bishop e4, I just wanted to sign the score sheet, like go away, because okay, it's not like my position that bad, but okay, I felt
you missed
like
a big.
Yeah, I felt like this is enough. If you miss bishop e4, maybe you should find another job. Yeah, do something else following. Though I calculated some lines like bishop c4, bishop f7, bishop c4, bishop b5, like all sort of tricks here. Should be much worse. So okay, I ended up like opted for this line. I think it's not that bad. Okay, at least Compi says it's not that bad. I'm not sure. Maybe g5 was more precise to start with, but I felt like it's more or less the same. And here he could play also bishop d5, bishop f5. I didn't see the big difference, but I felt like maybe I can hold this. But anyway, okay, look at my structure, like look at my position. The endgame, I was supposed to play, like, let's say, risk-free plus equal. Okay, I'm sort of
from the
fighting.
Better side.
Yeah, obviously, I'm fighting for my life already. And like suddenly here, he just.
How do you psychologically adjust to that new reality? Let's say.
Well, okay, I was happy that I'm not losing by force, actually, yeah, because okay, first I calculated something like this, and if not bishop e3, it's like the position is like okay, bishop g2 also works here probably, but the position is just ugly. But somehow, okay, I felt like maybe it's not that bad, yeah, like eventually. So, I can't say I really adjusted till the end. So I was a little bit surprised, and I found out that okay, I'm not worse anymore in this endgame when he took the pawn. And here probably I could play like king f4. He invited me into knight h3 check and repetition, but I felt like okay, first of all knight h7, and secondly maybe I can just play on for a while because okay, this looks like totally risk-free for me right now. Here he could go like bishop d3. I think it was maybe somewhat safer approach. I'm not sure though. And here I felt like wow, this should be better, but in fact it's very hard to prove. Because okay, if I would play both like rook d6 and a3, it would be better, of course, because okay, I can take on c6 and okay, all these pawns are weak. Also, okay, of course, I could play rook d7, but this looks like a little bit too slow. I like this rook e7, rook a4. Okay, he activates his rook, plays g5, g4, takes on c3. So, I don't know, at this point I felt like, wow, maybe I'm a bit better. Okay, it says like king f2 and then okay, king e3, like play
dark squares, right?
a little bit more cunning. Nice. Yeah, maybe I could play this on for a while, yeah, but somehow I like miscalculated because I felt like this line is just better for me. This whole forcing line, but rook g5 and the problem like, let's say after king f4, rook g2, rook a3. Let's say he takes on a2. Okay, bishop a2 also should be a draw, but very unpleasant. And in this position, okay, I can play something like knight c2. No, sorry, not knight c2.
Maybe king e5, get the knight to.
Yes,
to e3.
Yeah, I could play knight f5, and to make his bishop sort of restricted here. But I think like king f6, knight e3, and then okay, even g5 check. This could never be winning. Even like he can give away like c4 pawn. Basically, it should be still a draw because of a free pawn is on a white square, especially. And another option was to play here king g5. and let's say if he stays passive, this and this f5, and maybe okay, I can try to, I mean, a little bit like push this position, like give a check on e5, like king g6 and so on. But I think he can also play g6 here, knight f3, let's say bishop d3, knight e5, king g7. It's sort of like, if it would be maybe, you know, like to move, it would be some trouble, very little one, but still. But it's white to move, and it's sort of like a 6-rank mutual. So I don't know. I decided like to keep the rooks, but obviously this is not much. Limited. Yeah, not much to do. And the last precise move is sort of like here, rook g4. Okay, if you play something like rook d5 or rook h5, maybe I'm in time. If he keeps g7 pawn, I can play knight e3, knight e5, king e3. You know, like advance a little bit and maybe like, keep on playing. But of course, I mean, still let it draw, but at least a couple more moves to be played. But here is, I mean, of course, I'm lucky that I didn't lose because I managed to, you know, to get stuff together after this brilliant move sequence. I mean, okay, arguably, I mean, it wouldn't be like, would probably be still some overstatement saying it's like the worst move sequence of the tournament, but yeah, it surely makes like very little sense what I did here. I don't know.
I've noticed you've started doing recaps after your games. How is that journey going? Are you enjoying it? Does it help you in any way?
Well, I think it's one of the few things I like about like Hikaru content. I think this is like really interesting and could be also instructive for the new players. I wouldn't say it, you know, it helps me in any way, but it's sort of like extra press conference, like there is like no one is asking questions and you sort of like anyway like freestyling, explaining the game. So it's pretty much the same. Yeah, like probably I can, you know, today I can repeat everything I said here. Yeah, or maybe just
crap it.
Yeah, crap it and then add some translation. Yeah, but jokes aside, I think it's not like I'm becoming a big blogger or something, but sort of trying to add some content on Russian chess YouTube.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for doing that. It's important.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Cristian. And indeed, I'd like to